Alright, we just finished doing the first runnings to the vessel, and then we batch sparged again, pouring water from the hot liquor tank over to the mash, and then we emptied this vessel of all water and then transferred from here back over to here for the second runnings. Okay, what I've got here is this little device I put together, yardstick, and I have markings. Okay, you see this is uniform. Okay, so it just so happened that every 4 centimeters equals a gallon. So I basically put this in here, do a check, see how many quarts I have, and it happens to be about 30.5 quarts. Okay, which is fine, about 7.5 gallons. This one is more of a pain to figure out. Okay, but I calibrated that, and you notice the different figures I have on the yardstick. I put that in here. Check the watermark, it comes out to about 7 gallons, which is good. That means I'm going to have and I want to get basically to a target. I have 6.5 gallon carboys. I want to get to 5.5, 6 gallons. Okay, so you may think if you're a seasoned brewer, thinking, okay, we're going to have your foot is going to explode the carboy. Okay, it won't have enough head space. Well, I have this little thing here called Firm Cap. Got from a northern brewer. Not only do I put them in fermentation tanks to keep overflows on the foam, but also put it into the boiler. 1, 2, 3, 5 drops. I should do it to keep from having boilovers. Okay. If you've never done beer before, beer easily boils over. Okay, very easily. So this stuff is great, and it lasts a long time. I've had this for about 3 years, and I'm not even halfway done with it. So I would highly recommend Firm Cap. Also, I'm going to go ahead and plug my Home Brewers Association, the Winston-Salem Warthogs. And you may have noticed my t-shirt. Turn around. I brewed for a long time without having any assistance from anyone, and I had a lot of bottle bombs and some really crappy beer, and I had someone from the club come over and show me what I was doing wrong, and ever since then, I can't say I've had excellent beers from then on, but I've never had crappy beers anymore. Okay, so it's been between pretty good beers and really great beers. So I would, if you wanted to homebrew, I would try to find a homebrew club and make all the difference in the world. When we come back, which will be shortly, we're going to put the hops in. I'm going to let these 2 vessels come to a boil. We're going to put the bittering hops in, and then we'll do, I'll check the recipe, I think it's 2 more additions with the flavor and aroma hops. And then you'll get to meet my assistant behind the camera. His name is Sam. Alright.
Okay, here we have 2 ounces of Columbus hops that we're going to put in the high malt mixture.
That's Columbus hops.
And we have 1.5 ounces of the Columbus hops that we're going to put in the other mixture.
Okay. Let's get a close up. The hops. It's fogging up my lens. It smells good. Okay, we're taking the big beer now and transferring it to the fermenter. You see over here we got a counterflow chiller. Basically it's a copper tube inside another copper tube. On the outside, the water from the faucet is going on the outside, cooling the inner copper tube, which is where the beer is going through. So it cools it instantly from 212 degrees, which is boiling temperature, all the way down to whatever the water temperature is, which in my case is probably 60 degrees or so. I haven't measured it, but that's what I'm guessing. Okay. Tilt this to get a little extra out of here. Looks like the measurement came out pretty good. We're shooting for about 6 gallons. This is a 6.5 gallon carboy, And I think that's working out pretty good. And what's going to be interesting is we're going to get ready to drain the other one. Remember, this is about half the gravity. And so what'll probably from sight you should be able to see is it's going to be lighter in color. Okay? Alright, that's good. I'm adding the yeast now. This yeast came from Foothills Brewing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is where I live. They gave it to me with the generosity of the home brewers. This should be some pretty high octane stuff. I'm just eyeballing how much I need, as you can tell. Let me shake it up again and then add some more. You may think, if you're a brewer, you think, hey man, this guy is filling this crap up way too high. Remember, I got the firm cap I added, so really to take off the amount of head space that I need. I could be wrong, because I'm going to film the whole thing, so we'll see if I get a big old mess from the fermentation. I'm going to save the rest of this. One of the guys he gave me enough to probably make 50 barrels of beer, or 50 gallons of beer. But he said also with this barley wine I might need to add some more yeast, and so I'm going to keep it like that. But here it is. I'm going to go ahead and fix the airlocks. Alright, right now we're doing an aeration process. I have a stainless steel tube in there. I'll show what it looks like here. See it? Okay. So I'm forcing oxygen into the wort. This is the only time you want to do that, because yeast like oxygen. But after it starts fermenting, then oxygen is the beer's worst enemy. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to run this through about 5 minutes or so. I'm thinking this yeast here, since it came out of a massive amount of beer over at Foothills, that it probably doesn't need that much oxygen. But I'm going to do this anyway. And the next thing you're going to see is the actual fermentation process. I'm going to do it probably by tomorrow, or maybe in 12 more hours. You should see some active fermentation going on with this beer. That would be optimum. So before I get up to work, get to work in the morning, I'll show you a picture of what the beer looks like. Hopefully I won't have a big old beer mass all over my garage floor. But we'll find out. We'll find out how good firm cap really is. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow then. All right, 12 hours into the fermentation process, and looks like firm cap is okay on the ferment on the far right. That's the small beer. Big beer, a little bit of a mess and growing. But I'm gonna let it keep going like that. I don't have to worry about sanitation really. I mean, all the stuff's going out. Nothing bad can go in at this point. The airlock's intact. The cork is intact. So I'm gonna leave it intact for a little while, but closely monitor. Probably let it go until this afternoon. It's about 6:30 in the morning right now, and we finished brewing it. Got the fermenter at 5 p.m. yesterday.